Top story this morning, expecting to learn more today about the man accused of leading police on a chase through 3 states.
36-year-old Ian Grant is in custody right now in Connecticut, and our sister station in New Haven reports he was taken to a Norwich, Connecticut hospital after his arrest yesterday afternoon.
So this all started early yesterday morning, a fire at Grant's Dartmouth home. 12 News cameras there on the scene as this was breaking at about 6 in the morning. Grant is a person of interest in that suspected arson case. Police later spotted Grant's pickup truck in New Bedford, and that's when the pursuit started, heading west on Route 195.
Fall River, Westport area. A vehicle fled after shots fired by police on Route 195.
Grant was able to get by police in Westport driving the wrong way on Route 195.
Then Grant headed into Rhode Island, where state police spotted him in Jamestown yesterday afternoon. They tried pulling him over, but he took off again down Route 1 toward Westerly, got on Route 78 and crossed into Connecticut. Connecticut State Police forced Grant off the road on Route 2, and Rhode Island state troopers moved in.
A Rhode Island tactical team did use pepper spray and tear gas to safely remove Grant out of the vehicle and get him into custody.
Our coverage continues now this morning.
12 News reporter Kayla Fish is live in studio with us with more on how police work together across state lines to safely get this suspect into custody.
Well, guys, when it comes to an incident like this, a chase spanning 3 states, communication is really key. And while all of the police involved might be wearing different badges, their goal here was the same, to bring this chase to a safe conclusion. And that's exactly what played out yesterday. Multiple agencies, state and local police, all working together to capture Ian Grant. Massachusetts State Police first attempting to stop him on an outstanding warrant, and later Grant leading police on a chase through Rhode Island that ultimately ended across the border in North Stonington, Connecticut. State Police there telling 12 News that it was officers with the Rhode Island State Police tactical team who were able to negotiate with the suspect and safely bring him into custody. 12 News law enforcement analyst Colonel Stephen O'Donnell says there are several moving parts when responding to something like this, and that troopers factor in every detail.
What I know about it is the tactical team was training somewhere nearby, and they hear that, and obviously now it's real-time training.
Now, Grant is expected to face charges in all 3 states. 12 News spoke with a Dartmouth man who says he talked with Grant shortly before this entire incident unfolded. We'll have more on that interaction coming up at 7:30. For now, live in studio, I'm Kayla Fish, 12 News.
A Dartmouth man expected to face charges in 3 states after authorities say he led police on separate pursuits, one in Massachusetts and then one that started in Rhode Island and ended in Connecticut.
That's right. Connecticut State Police releasing this mugshot of Ian Grant within the last hour or so, currently being held as a fugitive from justice and is scheduled to be in a New London, Connecticut courtroom today. Kayla Fish live in studio with more on the charges Grant is facing.
Well, guys, this information just into our newsroom. Connecticut State Police telling us Ian Grant was held on a $200,000 bond overnight and will appear before a judge in New London, Connecticut this morning. There, he'll face a handful of charges, including engaging police in a pursuit, reckless driving, and reckless endangerment. Police telling us he'll face further charges in Rhode Island and Massachusetts as well. Now, hours before Grant was arrested in North Stonington, Connecticut, his Dartmouth home went up in flames. Investigators there telling us the fire is suspicious and that Grant is a person of interest in the suspected arson.
It's shocking. You don't expect something like this.
That's Peter Simmons, a neighbor and lifelong friend of Ian Grant. Simmons tells 12 News he spoke to Grant that morning as his house burned. He said Grant asked him for gas money before taking off. Simmons says he had no clue what would follow, a lengthy chase, Grant in his white pickup truck, leading police on a pursuit that started in Massachusetts, continued into Rhode Island, and ended with his arrest in Connecticut. Simmons recalled his interaction with Grant before any of this even happened.
I was like, Ian, are you okay? Like, what happened? You know, and he didn't answer, and he just said, no, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. And I kind of just shook my head, and he said, Pete, I love you, man.
Meantime, the Target 12 investigators digging deeper into Ian Grant's criminal past, finding he's been arrested multiple times. In fact, in a recent case, he's accused of biting the face of a woman who says she was trying to break up with him. Target 12 investigator Tim White has the exclusive details.
Ian Grant's violent past is outlined in court documents obtained by Target 12, and they show some of those crimes have put the 36-year-old behind bars. Before the police chase on Wednesday, Grant's most recent arrest was from 2020 when court records say he beat a woman he had met on a dating app. A police report shows Grant is even accused of biting the woman's face, then telling her, quote, "I should bite your cheek right off." Grant was charged with assault and battery, domestic violence, and witness intimidation in that case. He pleaded not guilty and has yet to go to trial, but records show he was a bail violator in that case, and there was an active warrant out for his arrest. It was that warrant which police say they were trying to serve when Grant gave chase on Wednesday, resulting in his arrest in Connecticut. Records show Grant has previous convictions of assault and battery and served prison time for 2 felony convictions in 2006. At the time, he was sentenced to 3 years for armed robbery and 1 year for breaking and entering during the day. Now, records indicate Grant got into a jam again on that case. A judge found that he was a probation violator and he was ordered to undergo anger management counseling. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.